The police who made the discovery, even hardened detectives, were horrified. They reported that the victim had first been poisoned and then filleted like a piece of meat. It was July 1910, and news of the gruesome find caused a sensation. Only a generation earlier, Londoners had been terrorized by the killings of Jack the Ripper. This murder was as horrific as anything the Ripper carried out. Still more alarming, the prime suspect seemed such a gentleman. A doctor living in suburbia. Yet it seemed he was capable of poisoning his wife and then slicing her body into small pieces. Dr. Hawley Harvey Crippen.
You have been convicted upon evidence that could leave no doubt in the mind of any reasonable man. You cruelly poisoned your wife.
Crippen's crime has inspired many books and films. His wax figure still stands in London's Chamber of Horrors. No one has seriously questioned Crippen's guilt. Until now. John Trestrail is a forensic toxicologist, an authority on poisoning. And he is part of the team now revisiting the case of the most famous poisoner in history.
Hello, sir. Morning. I need to go to Hilldrop Crescent in Camden.
Trestrail's textbook on poisoning is used by the FBI in modern murders. One key factor in this century-old case has always haunted him.
The thing that keeps me coming back to this Crippen case is the dismemberment of the body. It does not make sense to dismember one's victim. This is the only case I know of where the victim was dismembered. A poisoner attempts to get a natural death certificate signed and walk away from the crime.
For many years, John Trestrail has been fascinated by the contradictions in the Crippen case. 7 years ago, he launched what has been a complete re-examination of all the known evidence. Crippen was an American. Like John Trestrail, he came from Michigan. He arrived in London in 1897, selling homeopathic patent remedies. Homeopathy had just caught on in England and made Crippen a wealthy man.
He was making the sum of $220,000 in today's dollars. That's a lot of money for selling patent medicine.
The Crippens rented a flat in London's West End. Outwardly, they didn't seem like a couple soon to feature in one of the most infamous domestic murders of all time. But there were warning signs. Cora Crippen, also American, was 19 when she'd married the doctor, 12 years her senior. Now she was in her 30s, an aspiring actress. He was middle-aged and serious, and they'd nothing in common.
She was very showy, very flamboyant and flirtatious. Hawley, on the other hand, very quiet, non-confrontational, just a complete opposite in the marriage.
In 1905, the couple's income suddenly plummeted. Homeopathy had fallen out of fashion. The Crippens were forced down market to what was then a rundown crescent of rented properties in North London. John Trestrail has come here to begin an investigation, re-examining century-old evidence using modern forensic techniques, raising fundamental questions. Above all, were the body parts in the cellar really Cora Crippen?